Today we are checking out Adam 22 messed with the wrong rapper. Man, it sure looks like Adam is getting himself into quite a lot of trouble lately. I'm starting to see this on a regular. Let's go ahead and get into it, see what we got going on.
What's poppin', y'all? Adam22 found himself getting into it with another rapper, and this time it's Moneyman, and he just self-inserted into this. So this all started off with Moneyman giving his opinion on the situation between Vlad and Boosie, which the short end of it, Boosie said he wanted 5K more. He was already getting 25K. Vlad...
Oh yeah, I saw this. I think Vlad should have just gone ahead and gave Boosie that money. Just because he did so many interviews for him. But the way Boosie was kind of putting it, acting like he was on a payroll, that was kind of whack to me, but whatever.
Was getting 10 or 15K out of their interviews, so Vlad was on the losing end of this, and Boosie actually wanted 35K. Anyway, that's the whole nature of it. They ended up having a falling out business-wise. I don't think it got too ugly personal. And Moneyman, who is a rapper that had a hit song many years ago called 24 with Lil Baby, after that, I don't really know where his career went.
Oh, he beefing with
Moneyman?
Moneyman?
Vlad's supposed to pay Boosie off GP, bruh. Was down. Sometimes it's bigger than the profit. Vlad gonna make it in other ways. And what it sounds like he's saying here is that, hey, look, Boosie did you a solid. You got to pay him like off of homie stuff, or just off of, if you're taking, not even taking a loss. He's saying if you're breaking even on a Boosie interview, it's worth it. That's what I interpreted from this. So Say Cheese, that's had a relationship with Moneyman for quite a while, they would post this, and Adam22 would reply in the IG comments and say, for sure, we not listening to broke rappers tell us how to run our business. Now, just looking at Moneyman, the guy's name is Moneyman. We've never seen Moneyman struggle. Moneyman is somebody that...
Don't be coming at my boy Moneyman. I rock with Moneyman.
...is very successful financially. The way I look at him is kind of like a Rollo, except maybe less street. And by less street, I mean he's not pushing. Like we don't really see him flex. He's just a money guy. That's all he does. And he would come back and fire back at Adam22 after he got called broke. And he flexes on him in his whip with a bunch of cash.
22, shut your broke up. Shut your broke up, Adam 22. This shit play money.
So he says, Adam22, no jumper, F your interview unless you pay me 50K, gang. And it looks here that he pulled out nearly a quarter M or so. And Adam22 would respond to this.
It's crazy how these rappers will take 50K out of the bank and take a picture with it or pose with it or whatever and be convinced that they're doing better than somebody who's blatantly doing dramatically better than them. And I say this as a person who refuses to take part in these shenanigans. I do not go to the bank and withdraw money to flex on people. I say that standing in my many, many $1 million office building that I bought with my own hard-earned money. So, you know, to anybody who's actually fooled by that, who actually like sees somebody withdraw money and flex with it on the gram, and they think that that means that those people actually got money, I mean, hey, if that impresses you, I think you're the target audience for that kind of content. As far as for me, I mean, the proof is in the pudding. I don't put myself out there like that. I'm never going to go withdraw all the money like that. I'm never going to go withdraw all the money I got in the bank. I'm never going to post screenshots of what my bank account looks like. Just trust, if I did, I could make a lot of these rappers look stupid.
So this is the thing. Adam's saying...
Man, Adam low-key kind of lame to me, just how he been moving lately and how No Jumper kind of fell off. In my eyes, they're probably still doing fine, but I just don't watch it anymore. But man, don't be coming at Moneyman. Moneyman has always had bread. Always had bread. I've been listening to Moneyman for years now, and he's always got bread. Now, I don't know if it's coming necessarily from his music. I'm sure some is, but I've never known him to be like that big or some like huge mainstream rapper, even though he's kind of in there a little bit. He's like done songs with some high artists and all that. I honestly think he's one of them car crackers. For real. But you know, that's not even an allegation. But he just has that type of lifestyle or whatever. I knew some people that was into that, and they kind of move and maneuver the same type of way that Moneyman does. But hey, however he's getting, he might be in real estate or something, flipping houses. I don't know.
And like, yo, this guy is doing the whole thing where he's pulling out the money. I think this looks poorly on Adam's end because Adam initiated this. So Adam is the one that's calling him broke. He's calling him a broke rapper. And then he demonstrates, hey, look, am I so broke that I got, then that's not 50K that he pulled out. It's either 100 or 250. And he's sitting in the whip and he's saying like, look, am I broke if this is what I got? I'm disproving the statement that you're making. How else would he prove it? And that's the thing. Adam 22 looked at his music and he was trying to judge based off of that. And that's not accurate because we don't know where he's getting his money from. Now, if Adam 22 came at him and said, listen, this guy has no idea how to run a media business and he should just stick to rapping or whatever it is that he does, that's a different story. Because a Moneyman could be like, well, if you don't want to pull out bread and you say you got so much bread, we see the overhead. Like Adam 22's got a big building that was very expensive. He's got a bunch of employees that are constantly in and out. He's got editors. He's got people running the social media team. He's got overhead. How much of that is overhead? How much is he pulling in? Well, I promise that he's definitely pulling in profit or else that whole building would be shut down. Because if it was operating on a loss for long enough, he would not continue operating it. And that's just, he's the money man.
Wasn't Adam going broke like a few months ago though? Wasn't that a whole thing? Or at least he was claiming to go broke. So what's even going on?
Man, no pun intended here. Moneyman, we don't really know what his operation is. Even if we just look at the music side of things, he's done relatively well. Like just right now, Moneyman's getting 2.8 million monthly listeners. And Moneyman is independent. As far as I know, I think he's only got a distro deal. I believe it was with Empire. So he's getting the majority of what's coming in via music. Now, is the amount of bread that he showed and the car that he's whipping equivalent to that monthly listener count on a recurring basis? It would be financially irresponsible, that's for sure. But how is his music doing right now? That's a really good question. And Adam 22 would take to answer that.
So Moneyman has a reputation for being one of the biggest cap artists in the music industry. Basically, everything he puts out is massively botted and inflated. He's nowhere near as popular as he acts like he is. So I decided to check out and see how his latest project is doing. It's right here. It's been out for about 2 weeks. I tallied up all of the plays. Equals about 750K on Spotify. So we double that since Apple Music is a thing. Lands you on about 1.5 million streams after 2 weeks. And by the measure that we use, we divide that by 1,500. That is 1,000. 1,000 album sales total in the first 2 weeks of its release. So, again, this guy wants you to believe that he's got money. And I'm just saying it's bull. Okay. 1,000 in the first 2 weeks.
I'm in complete agreement.
Moneyman got money.
Moneyman is somebody that when the 24 song came out, I was like, okay, this song's a banger. It was on radio everywhere. It was, I wouldn't say it was so much on the internet, but it was getting played. It was a real hit song. But Moneyman as a rapper, you never hear people talking about him. There is no demand for Moneyman's music. Adam 22 just ran the numbers. He was like, yo, this guy sold 1,000 copies. And Moneyman's interviews always do big numbers as well. But this is the thing. This guy is for sure botted. I believe it, in my opinion. I strongly believe it because there's no demand. And I think everything around him is botted as well. Because whenever he does an interview, it bangs. Like you don't see a Moneyman interview flop. Well, actually, there is one interview, I believe, where it did poorly. And that was not, most of the interviews are banging. But this is the thing with Moneyman. I think the interviews do well because, and it's very difficult to bot on YouTube, especially after it's been a year. They consistently clean up the views on things. So in my opinion, what's happening here with Moneyman is that he talks about how to make money, how to get money, things like that, kind of like a bandman Kevo. Think about him like that. So that's what the subject of his interviews are. They're rarely about any of the music. If it was just about the music, it wouldn't hit like that. So Moneyman is a little bit of an influencer with money as opposed to just a straight rapper. And what's the weird part is just judging off of YouTube, right? Like you see his songs, one of the songs, Scamming in the Rain, which is from the project that dropped a month ago that Adam22 is criticizing, has 577K views, which is very odd because when you take a look at the engagement on the, and this is not a music video, when you look at the engagement on the song, like there's comments, there's likes, it just looks it all looks above board. But when you go to the Spotify, which is where people are going to consistently be listening to the song, it's got 53,000, the same song that's got nearly 600,000 on YouTube. Meanwhile, the most
Well, I mean, that could happen though. That's not too far-fetched for the song on YouTube to have over 500,000 streams, but less on Spotify. Like, I know some people that they use YouTube Music instead of Apple or Spotify. So a lot of people use YouTube for their streaming services when it comes to music. So it's not that far-fetched. It's totally possible. And YouTube decides who it wants to push their videos to anyway. So if YouTube just decided, hey, let's push this one more than the other song, then YouTube gonna do it and you're gonna get more streams on that song. So I mean, this is totally possible. I wouldn't say that Moneyman is botting. I don't think he really has a need to, because he's already obviously getting money somewhere else besides music. So he's good as far as money goes, and the music is just extra bread in his pocket. So I don't see Moneyman doing this. But what do y'all think?
streamed song on Spotify for this project is Infinity Links, which has 118,000. And you could potentially make the argument that, well, Moneyman's fan base is more on YouTube and they're really not on Spotify like that. Well, if that's the case, then Infinity Links should, in theory, have more on YouTube than it does on Spotify. But it doesn't, not by very much. It's got like 140K. So it's similar to the amount that it's got on Spotify, yet the YouTube version of the song Scamming in the Rain has 10 times the amount that it has on Spotify. It's these weird shisty things about Moneyman's numbers that they just never add up. Have we ever seen a Moneyman tour? Have we ever seen? No, we have not. We have not seen that. And somebody that's cool with Moneyman would go into this a little bit deeper, and that is Say Cheese, Sean Cotton.
Moneyman is the same rapper. And we talk about rappers all the time, but we gotta give they flowers when it's due. Moneyman is the same rapper, damn near coming off a hit record. Moneyman gave me 2 free features, man, for an artist that's not even here no more. He's in prison. He's in jail. Moneyman is the same rapper who gave me an interview for free early in my career in Atlanta. Then pulled up in the brand new $100,000 car. BMW back then. I'm talking about, I'm still living at my mom's house. Then he gave me another free interview about 5 years ago. Just off GP, just the relationship, what he's talking about, the friendship, the relationship. Moneyman did that for me. And for that, I will never, ever, ever have nothing to say bad about Moneyman. Never. Because Moneyman seen a young kid, he seen a brand that was building, and he believed in me. I will never have nothing bad to say about Moneyman. And when I seen him tweet that, and we had posted it on Say Cheese, I just couldn't be mad at it, because that's what he really stands on. He stands on long-term friendship. He stands on, he's not never on time. He's never on quick money. I'm trying to f you over. He's never on that. He's always on, look, friendship, I'm trying to build something, longevity.
This sounds like a very fair take, and it does paint a good image of Moneyman, which is this: if this guy was handing out features, if for those that are unfamiliar, Sean Khan, he managed artists, he's gotten a bunch of artists signed them to he mostly would sign them to production deals as opposed to actually doing the management. But if he gave him features and he gave him interviews for free back then, when Sean Khan was, Say Cheese was still popping when Moneyman was first, even when Moneyman came into the game. But regardless, he did him a solid, and Sean Khan appreciates that. The thing that we all want to understand is we know Moneyman is not broke, and that's where Adam 22 made the error, because Adam 22 is not going to go out and call Rollo broke. Like, we know Rollo's not broke. Now, if we look at Rollo's music catalog, that's definitely not where the money is being generated. So what the hell's going on there? I don't know. Rollo says that he's into real estate. We see him doing construction, things like that. So that's probably where his money's coming from. Also, we know that Rollo was arrested for the 500 pounds of weed, flying it around. So he most likely got a bunch of trap money, moved that into other things, and now he's doing his thing legitimately. So the story there makes sense. But when you look at a Moneyman, the story doesn't make sense. It's almost like the rap is not a front or like a way to clean the money, but the money came before the rap for Moneyman. In the same way, if like a Punch Made Dev wanted to rap and he's dropped like a couple of rap songs, a Punch Made Dev had the money.
I mean, Moneyman was even telling y'all he was making bags off of crypto too, back when crypto was popping. So it just looked like he's just one of them niggas that be making money. He's just a hustler. And that's cool. That's cool. I commend him for it. But he's just a hustler. Let him get his bread, man. He definitely ain't no broke rapper, though.
He had the chains, and then he came in, and he's like, okay, I'm going to drop a couple of rap songs. So with Moneyman, that's why I don't know why Adam 22 tried to come at him for being broke, because his money does not come from rap. Now, he may allege that right now, but I think the real question out of all of this is, where is the money being generated? Like, it's just vague things like, oh, nah, he's doing crypto and all of that. Yeah, crypto market looks very hot, and it's also very volatile. So the fact that he would consistently be making money via that, no. We know how Bandman Kevo initially made his money was via scamming, and then because we know he went to jail for that. But with a Moneyman, it's just this whole story is hazy. But I don't think the story matters with Moneyman in this specific case, because he said, hey, it's about relationships. Vlad should have just kept doing the interviews with Boosie. Give Boosie the amount that he wants. He did a ton of free interviews for you in the past. Boosie's not going back and counting, hey, look, all of these interviews that I did for you for free, how much money did you make off of them? He's not doing that. And Moneyman is also, like, we got an example from Sean Khan. Sean Khan said Moneyman's about relationships. He gave him free features. He also showed up and did a free interview for him. So Moneyman is aligning with what he's saying, which is, hey, look, maintaining relationships is really important, and just do that for Boosie. He's done a lot for you. So that adds up. But when Adam is calling him a broke rapper, and he pulls out and says, hey, look, I'm not a broke rapper. He's not saying go band for band with him, because that's what Adam 22 turned it into. He's like, yo, I'm not going to be pulling out money to show somebody something. He didn't tell you to do that. He's just saying, you called me broke. I just showed you that I'm not broke. What are we doing now? And that's where Adam 22 goes to his music, which, like I said earlier, he definitely made a bag off of his music. Just off of that one song, it's enough to make a nuclear bag. But he doesn't need to generate money off of his music. You called him broke, and he showed that he's not. And that's all that there is to that. But let me know what y'all think in the comments. Do you think Moneyman got the better?
Man, Moneyman got bread, bro. Moneyman got bread. That's all it is. And Adam, like, he's just one of them people, like, I don't want to, like, completely bash him, but Adam just seemed like one of them people that, like, he just be moving lame to me. You know what I'm saying? He's like, you know, you'll have like the cool white boys that kind of got like a little style and swag to them, and just their demeanor is cool or whatever. But then you got the ones that you could kind of tell they trying to be cool or whatever. They trying to be hip and all that. Like Adam, he rubs me that type of way. Like he's just be trying to be cool. Like it's like just what he did here. Like he like Moneyman calls him out and says, yo, do the feature for free, right? And so then for some reason Adam decides to reply, we're not listening to these broke rappers. Like, bro, what are you talking about? And so then Moneyman, he shows him, hey, I ain't broke. Look at this money. And then just like dude said on the video, like Adam pulls that lame wannabe white boy type of response and thinks that means, oh, you're trying to flex your money? I don't even have to flex my money. Like, bro, that's not even what he was saying. You called me broke, I showed you that I'm not. I don't care what you do at this point. But Adam wants to take it a step further, and that's the kind of lame moves I'm talking about. It be stuff like that. Like, and he's just constantly getting into beef with stuff, and when he gets into beef, someone steps up to him, and then he always falls back. You know, I don't want to do anything. Like, he just pulls that card. You know what I mean? So I don't know what's been going on. Maybe Adam has been losing money, and he's trying to like get more clout, more clicks, or whatever, and get your bag, get your bag if you need to. But yeah, I don't think Adam wants to try to go at it with Moneyman. Moneyman ain't out here hurting nobody, as far as I know. He's just out here getting money and making some songs from time to time. That's it. That's all you got to do. I'd do it the same way if I was him. So yeah, I'd say this is another fail on Adam. But what do y'all think, man? Y'all think Adam is cool with it? Y'all think Adam handled this the right way? Y'all think Moneyman handled this the right way? What are y'all thoughts on that? But yeah, with that being said, that's going to be the end of this one. Thank you for tuning in, and I'll catch y'all in the next one. Stay blessed. Peace out.